Alright folks, welcome back. I am Shipwreck Sean, and this is episode 18 of Let's Play Sailwind. I've just spent the night in the Dragon Cliffs Tavern. It was a lovely stay. I give it 5 out of 5 on TripAdvisor. I'm going to just have a little wander around, see what else is available, and then I'm going to check for some missions, and we are headed to Newport. Ooh, okay, so we've got some different coloured lanterns here. They do seem kind of pricey. I haven't quite wrapped my head around the conversion rate from Alank Lions to, what are we, Emerald Lions or Emerald Dragons, something like that. But we have 11,906 of them. And I don't really want to be spending any of that just yet, because ultimately my plan is to get a bigger ship. Oh, there's a different knife. Ultimately my plan is to get a bigger ship and take it from there. We did discover, I really want a different map as well, but that's almost 1,000, so I'm not going to bother. We have our pilotage tool anyway. And one of these would be not so bad as well, but no, too tempting. Too tempting. Our ship options are either going to be the Sandbuck or the Junk, as Coupling Rhino named for me. That's the shipyard there. I'm tempted to go there, see if I can upgrade the dhow some more, but I am mostly happy with the configuration. It's taken me quite a lot of episodes to kind of get the hang of it. So I'll head back out, have a wee look at the Junk. There we go. So I might even be leaving this to yet another poll on the channel about whether it will be the Sandbuck or the Junk. I think I'll decide that whether or not to make a poll by the end of this episode. I am leaning towards the Sandbuck purely because getting the Junk would mean sailing back to Alank, the Alank Archipelago, or a different one, and then back here just to make enough money. Because dotting around the islands would be fine, but I feel like that might take some time. So I'll have a wee think about what I want to do, but this boat is very nice. 3-masted as well, which could be a lot of fun. Then as we can see from these blocks, the lines are actually heading to the stern. I'll just head on board here. I know I looked around in the last episode, but just to make a point. And look, a lot of the controls are actually here in the cockpit, which I think would be very nice. A little bit concerned about storage space, because even though this looks like a big space, you're going to want to be able to move around a bit, particularly into the little bedroom here, or the captain's quarters, we'll call it. So storage space is a little bit lacking on this vessel. There are some little hatches here that we can store some items in. But yeah, I think we get more bang for our buck with the Sandbuck when it comes to storage space. Because you've got the cargo hold below decks, but then you've got a completely open upper deck or weather deck without the structure. So I guess the decision is going to be between income and beauty. But that is for a later date, and in fact I can't remember how much this costs. 88 gold. So I'm going to go and check for missions to Newport so we can deliver our mail, but also check and see how far we are away from 88 gold. So it was Emerald Dragons, and we want to convert that into Gold Lions. So 88 is actually not going to let me go above, it's not going to let me go any higher than this, so it looks like all we can afford is 30. So we're not even halfway. If I remember correctly, the Sandbuck is 75 Gold Lions. So we're a little bit closer to that. I believe a little bit of dotting around this archipelago and then a sail back to Alank might be the way to go. But let's see what is... Can we trade, first of all, to Newport? So this would be our profit margin here. We can actually trade some coconuts for... I mean, 136 is... I need to remember that this is Emerald Dragons. And I can't check what the conversion rate is while some... Oh no, wait. So that would only be a profit of 14 in terms of Alank Lions, which I'm more familiar with. Yeah, let's do it in Alank Lions and then I'll convert over. We've only got 24 Alank Lions because I converted most of them, which I think was maybe a bad idea. But that's what we do here. We live and learn. But so far, it's really just coconuts. Small profit for beer. Maybe not actually, because that was Emerald Dragons. Wine. Pork is kind of decent. Well, maybe not decent. I'm looking for sort of 50% profit, but I don't know how plausible that's going to be. I'm not too familiar. Well, I'm not familiar at all with this archipelago. That's not bad. Some goods. It's not quite 50%, but it's the best so far. So I might be taking some goods, and then I'll see if there's any missions I can take. We do have to go to Newport, as I say, because we've got mail to deliver. I mean, I've got 19 days, I believe, to do so, but I would rather just get there and get that mission over and done with. So it doesn't look like there's an awful lot of profit to be made at Newport from Dragon Cliffs. But I do think I'm going to take some goods. So we'll go ahead and take 3 of those for now, bringing us down to 4,700 lions. Oh, and that's my cat come to say hello. And we'll go and squeeze these onto the boat. Oh, wrong boat. Now, off camera, I did move our ungodly pile of bread here, just so I can actually store some cargo up and about, because we really need the space. And I should probably move this piece of mail as well. I'll pop this here, if it'll let me, just for now, and then we'll find a better place for it when we are casting off. My cat is very grumpy that I was not petting her there. But I can't buy her cat treats unless I deliver these goods. There we go, so we've got a couple of goods up front. We don't want to be too bow heavy, so I think we'll get another crate here, and then we'll check and see if there's any missions as well. I keep going the wrong way. Back we go. Now when I woke up, it did look like there was a bit of a storm, but that seems to have passed for now, which is groovy. Just adjust that slightly. Okay, so maybe if we get smaller boxes or crates, we can put them here. Even if we get some barrels, we could probably slide them in here. It will be kind of difficult to control the halyard, but that's okay. And I think I'll shove the mail up front here, just resting comfortably next to the bread. I've just noticed I've got autosave on for 5 minutes, and I don't want that. Right, and let's see if there's any missions. To Newport. There's goods. 2 of them. I mean, they're big, but I might go for that. That could be an option. More mail. Definitely going to take that. Coconuts. 4 of which, I can't remember how big the crates are for coconuts, but £200 in terms of weight. I'm not keen on that. Bananas, I believe the crates are pretty big for bananas. They are very light, but I think goods is probably our better option. Wait, so we will stow our goods, and then we'll take it from there. But I think that's going to be the job lot. I've got a habit of not taking too much cargo during this Let's Play, because I wanted to focus more on sailing. But now we have something exciting to save up for. I do really need to do something about this ungodly pile of bread, i.e. eat it, because I would really like that storage space for other things. And obviously we've got like 1 billion boxes of fishing hooks here as well. I could probably get away with selling one of those, to be honest with you. I mean, it's a half decent investment for the future, and when we've got a bigger boat, we'll have somewhere to store them. Right, where do I want to store these goods? It'll look a bit janky, but I think there'll do. Just ignore the fact that the boom is going completely through that crate. If you guys ignore it, I'll ignore it too. And then last but not least, some mail. And then we can think about setting off. Shove our mail up the front here if we can. Maybe this way. Not ideal, but it'll do. Okie dokie, so before I cast off, we'll head over to our pilotage, close down Reddit. And you can see that I've taken the executive decision to delete our route, because it was just getting too much to look at. I've saved a screenshot for future reference, for a bit of fun, but I wanted to start afresh since we have finished that chapter now that we've reached Dragon Cliffs. So we want to, I think, squeeze out in this direction, and then it looks like it's pretty much dead north, and then we will need to go round the island in whatever direction the wind takes us. The wind is currently blowing us into the dock, but we could actually close haul it out to the other opening, which might be a shout. Well, that would be close hauling, and then a bit of a beam reach round here, close hauling again, and then a big tack. Or we just do a big turn, we'll have the wind behind us, and then we could just tack ourselves out of here and head north. And I think I'm going to do option B. Yep, that seems like the more fun option. I've got plenty of food, plenty of water, so we're just going to get going. We are clipping through the port here. See if I can give her a little nudge. Doesn't look like it. So I'm going to jump in the water and give her a little push from here, see if that frees us from the dock. And if not, then if we're completely stuck, then it's going to be a very, very quick episode. What's going on? Okay, maybe a little bit of intervention from the wind might help us. So, as it's a bit of a beam reach, close enough, I'm going to release one jib. And I'm going to pull that jib in. And then we're going to open up the gaff a bit, or release the sheet, and then we're going to haul up the halyard and see if the wind helps us move forward a touch. Oh, I think you can hear her scraping. I think she wants to move. This is not really the start I was hoping for, folks. Oh, there's actually a building up there. Can you go up there? There's loads of buildings actually. Okay, that's for another time. Okay folks, I'm going to make a quick edit and see if I can get myself out of this pickle. I'll be back with you shortly. Alright folks, I have managed to push us free. So I'm just letting her turn and do her own thing. I've completely lost touch of where the wind is going. But I think we can think about releasing that jib now. Heading back. Oh, no, don't want that. And trying not to go face first into this dock. I think we might just get away with it. Oh, just a little bit sketchy, but we managed there. Oh, a little scrape. That's fine. That's become tradition at this point. And now we can tack ourselves out of this little channel here. So, we do have a beam reach in this direction, so we might not need much tacking. I will raise our gaff. Oh, and in fact, I hit a sandbank, didn't I, when I came in here, so I'm going to just pay a bit more attention here. But we are a go-go pretty well. I went for the topsail. It was the topsail that actually saved me there. So thank you to the topsail. Just going to get a slightly better angle for our topsail there. And yeah, I think we're going to get away with this without tacking. I can bring this jib in quite a touch. About there I'm happy with. And we are moving. Getting a bit dark, so we will illuminate our vessel. And say cheerio Dragon Cliffs. It took me hours and hours to get here. And we'll just get ourselves out of these arches and then head north. So actually, when I pull in, it's going to be a bit more of a close haul. So I'm going to pull this sheet in. Got plenty of space to do it. And I'll try and get as much speed as possible and then make a little turny view round here. We are slowing down a touch, but that's okay. Right. Turny view. Hopefully that keeps our momentum. Okay, fingers and toes and everything crossed. We're going to pull that gaff completely in. Get the jib sheet in. Get rid of the topsail. And we've still got a bit of go forward, that's good. I don't know how I've lost all that energy just by yapping and trying to get out, but I suppose it was all that pushing. Oh, look at that shadow. That is the cat. She is determined to be involved in this episode. And that's okay. She is getting a little bit close to the microphone there. Whoa, 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 whoa. Bonnie, we are trying to close haul here. It's quite hard to navigate with a cat on your lap, but it's nice. Those of you familiar with the channel will know I don't do very well with multiple things happening at once. Right. Release that jib a little touch. And to be honest with you, if she holds this direction. Well, we're pretty much going north there. So if she holds that well enough, I'll just stick to that. Let's check and see what we've got on board. So we've still got a lot of sunspot fish. Quite a lot of water and navigational tools. These are all fishing hooks. We have our clock. I just need to be careful not to hit the sandbank that I hit out here previously, but I think we should be good. We'll find out the hard way. We've still got all our bread up front. Can I still get access to that? I can. So I'll just fill my guts on some of this bread because I would really like to get rid of it. I think we are a bit front heavy because we are dipping. Good morning, folks. We have woken up. It's a lovely, beautiful morning. It is currently coming up for 6 in the morning. We have Dragon Cliffs behind us, a vessel out at sea, and we have held our direction. Still close hauling. It's all going very well. So one of the shout outs I wanted to make was the pilotage shout out, and what they recommended was if you've got a big enough island. This shout out was actually made by someone called TopCat59, so thank you, TopCat. A better way to do pilotage is actually, instead of trying to guess where the centre of the island is, look at each side and get a reading that way. So I guess if we look at the east side of Dragon Cliffs here, we're getting exactly south-southeast. And then the opposite side is just closer to south from south-southeast. So we will go and make that. So the opposite side, roughly about here, was just closer to south of south-southeast. So about there. And then from the other side was southeast. So we think that we are about here. And we will try and confirm that by looking at different islands as well. So we'll look at the Serpent's Isle. We'll look at the furthest side of the southern island. And that is west-southwest. So that's here. West-southwest. And then the northern tip is just north of west. So just north of west. So we're getting a rough area there. And I think that's going to be so much better than what I've been doing. I mean, in terms of accuracy, we're just going to take liberty and pop us in there, and I'm quite happy with that. So TopCat59, thank you very much. Speaking of cat, I think my cat is sick of me doing pilotage because she's run away, but I'm very excited to explore some more. We've seen Serpent Isle, that's where we ended up after our ocean voyage. We've explored Dragon Cliffs. I haven't been to Sage Hills, Crab Beach Sanctuary or Newport, but as you can see, folks, we're fairly close to Newport, so I think we should get there pretty soon. The other shout out I wanted to make, which I don't think we're actually going to put it into practice today, but that is, instead of, if we're trying to keep a heading and we're drifting off slightly, instead of micromanaging the direction of the sails too much, I can just bring the gaff down a little bit. So for example, you know how I've been saying when the wind hits the gaff more than it's hitting your head sails, your boat will be likely to turn this way. And vice versa, if there's too much wind in the head sails, your boat will be more likely to turn that way. Well, if you get to the point where you're fiddling with this too much, i.e. bringing in the sheet in and out just to try and get the perfect balance, it might be easier just to bring the gaff down a little bit if she's turning in this direction, and that'll be the better way to go. So that shout out goes to unoriginalized names. So unoriginalized names, thank you first of all for having a name that made me have to look at my phone there. But yeah, thank you very much for your advice as well. Which means I'm going to do the YouTube thing. I know we're all probably sick of it, but I'm going to say don't forget to like and subscribe, and more in particularly comments. It's obviously very nice for the algorithm, which I'm sure you've heard from a billion YouTubers before. But personally, it's more of a enjoyment and fulfillment thing. I can't express how excited I get when I'm at work, for example, and I get a little notification to say someone's left a wee comment on one of my videos. And I promise you right now, no work is getting done when I get that comment for at least 5 minutes. Oh, it sounds like our sails are luffing, so we might need to... Oh, the wind's right behind us now. So the wind has just dramatically changed. So to try and catch that, we're going to open up our sheet completely. And we're going to open up the jib quite a bit as well. And we're going to open up the top sail. And that'll get us some speed. And I'm going to bring the top sail round a touch, just so that at least one of the sails are giving us a bit more forward momentum, because as you can see, when you let the gaff sail out completely, it doesn't quite create a 90 degree with the mast. But yeah, I didn't notice that wind change there. That's good. Good to get a little bit of speed. And we're still generally heading in the direction we want to. So this has been quite a... Sailwind has been very kind to me for this particular episode. Touch wood. Sorry if my microphone picked it up very loudly there. Touch wood. And I'm going to just see if I can move this somewhere for now, just so I can start really consuming that bread. Will you sit there? That's fine. As you can see, we don't have many slices left, but we certainly had enough to survive the ocean voyage and then some. So I am pretty chuffed with that. Just keep this going. Very nice. Those of you who have been following will know I've been making a role-playing decision not to sweep this area. But as you can see, I did actually sweep the area. But you never saw that. That was off camera, so I've got plausible deniability. The role-playing aspect is that I didn't really want dusty bread. But, you know, maybe I did and maybe I didn't. Maybe Sailwind had an update and cleaned my vessel, who knows. But yes, I'll stop blabbing away. Looks like we've made a fair bit of different distance today so far whilst I've been awake. We were just northwest for the northern tip of Serpent Isle, and now it's getting closer to west-southwest. We were west-southwest for the southern island, and that's now exactly southwest. So we're making some progress. And I might try and get a pilotage point from Newport. So there's 3 peaks there, but I think this island further west, I think that might have been a separate island. Yeah. So if I look at the westernmost point of that, we're getting exactly northeast, which is very handy. So we'll just mark that in now. Exactly northeast. And then I'll just go as far to the eastern side as I can. And very conveniently, that's northeast. So that's worked out very nicely for us. So we're going to hit northeast there. And yeah. Top Cat 59. Thank you for that suggestion. It is something I've done before whilst playing this game. But the problem is I'm not the most experienced of YouTubers, so quite often when I'm recording these episodes, my mind gets just completely distracted with yapping on. So I very much appreciate the heads up on that one. It's a community effort here at Shipwreck Sean. I don't really think there's much I can do. I can maybe bring out the second jib actually. Just for some more speed. And then I'll bring the sheet in for that. And in actual fact, do I want to start heading more in the direction of the island? I mean, I've got more speed going like this, and we are getting a bit closer to beam reach actually. But I get more speed going this way. And obviously the plan is to come up and round the island. Yeah, I think since we are getting closer to beam reach though, I will bring the sheet in round here. Yeah, I think that's a bit better. And then we will actually increase the angle for the top sail as well. Even though I said I wasn't going to do that. Yeah, alrighty. Are we moving? Chip log, it's been a wee while since we've seen the return of this. Wait for that to catch. 4 knots, slightly increasing, getting kind of close to 5. So we're not exactly hauling here. We could probably do things a little bit better. But I'm quite happy with that. It's a breezy sail today. I think I will configure us for that beam reach, and yeah, I think I'm going to make a turn to... Can we get away with northeast, do we think? Let's see. Yep, we'll head in this direction and see what that does to our sails. Let's have a wee peek out here. So yeah, we can definitely bring the gaff in quite a bit more to get that 45-degree angle, which is about there. I'm fairly happy with the top sail, and I'm fairly happy with the jibs there. Right, let's see if that's increased our speed a touch. Fingers crossed. I'm not going to believe that initial rush as that was a wave, but it seems like we're more confidently a 5 knots than we were previously. We're not kind of hanging around 4 knots, so a little bit more speed. And that looks like, if you look at the top left of your screen, that looks like there's another vessel in the water. So it looks like we'll be making some friends soon. I should have bought that spyglass so I can work out what the vessel was, but remember earlier when we woke up, there was a vessel over in this direction, and now there's one over here. And when I've been sailing around Alank, I've only ever seen one other vessel at least at a time. So does that mean this archipelago is more populated, or have I just gotten really lucky there? Who knows? Right, getting closer and closer to finishing our bread. I was tempted to go for a little nap there, just for the hell of it, just to buy a little bit of time. But I don't want to go slam crashing into that lovely vessel out there. Oh, we're getting so close to finishing the bread. Right, has she kept direction? It looks like she might have deviated a little bit. Nope, not in the slightest. Yeah, so just for a bit of excitement, I'm going to risk the nap and see what happens, and hopefully we don't crash into anything. So, danger, danger, daytime nap. I'll see you all when we wake up. Okay, we have woken up from danger, danger, daytime nap. We have sailed right past our vessel, our friend there, and then there is Newport out to our southeast. So where is the island of Newport? It's in a little channel here, or sorry, the town of Newport. So I need to head roughly in this direction and see if I can find that channel, I think, because this looks like the other island, which is quite a large one. So we will make a big turn, and it looks like we'll be heading into the wind. So to prepare for that, I'll pull our gaff in, and I'll get rid of the topsail. And we will have to readjust our jibs, but I will do that after the tack. And let's go for it. Just paying close attention to that marker out there above the goods. So we could go in that direction. We're in irons here. Or we can head in this direction. And I think that's what I want to do for a bit, actually. And then I'm going to pull the jibs in, just so they make more sense. To about there. We have fully slept, so no more cheating danger naps, but I think we're a bit too close to land anyway. So now we are keeping the lookout, and I'm starting to really wish I bought that spyglass, because it is going to get dark, but then that might help us because we might see some light from the town. But the important thing is finding that channel. Heading north, there's no chance I'm at any other island, so I guess an opportunity for a quick bit of pilotage. This time I am going to go the centre. I'm going to go in the middle of these two islands, which is just west of south-southwest. So that's kind of hard to judge, actually. So I'm going to go for the peak of Serpent Isle, which is in between south-southwest and southwest. So south-southwest and southwest would be like that. And then see, I don't really know. So, oh shit, boy, we've got a tsunami. Since we're closer to these islands, in fact, no, we'll do the top cat trick. So we'll go to that side of the island, which is just north of east. I'm not sure if I'm looking here or here though. So we'll draw a line here, just north of east. That doesn't seem to make sense. Well, I guess it must. Yeah, okay. Right. So we'll go here. Just north of east. And then the edge of this other island, which we're about to lose because it's night, is south-southeast. And using Shipwreck on Liberty, I'll put us roughly here. So we want to be heading roughly, I would say, east-southeast, and then we can cut in the way. Depending on the wind actually, because we might not be able to close halt in that direction. Going to turn on some lights. The wind is coming in from exactly east-southeast, so that might not be doable. Gonna have to use our big boy brains here. So I'm gonna actually make a tack now, I think, just in case we change our mind and go round this top island and in this way. I think that might be the smart thing to do. I say think. I'm never so sure about smart things to do. So we'll do a big tack and see what we can get away with. Tacking ho. Okay, she's turning round nice and sweetly. And yeah, it looks like we're going to have to do the plan B, which is going round the northern island and then cutting round. I'll need to pull these jibs in from this side. Let's try and get a good view. Hard to tell because they're just clipping through our goods there. Yep, that'll do. And we'll just trod along in this direction. And in fact, if you look at the right hand side of your screen there's a little bit of illumination coming from the islands. So I think that's the town. But as I say, I don't think we'll get away with going through the channel in that direction. I think we're just going to have to trot along like this. So the danger nap was probably too dangerous because I think we could have approached a lot better than that. So lesson learned. Hopefully. I'll take note of it. I'll put it in my notepad. Actually, it's too dark. I'm not going to risk launching that just yet. But we're going to go on a little wander here. Chuck that down. And get closer and closer to finishing our bread. Crawling to feel nice and cozy. But yeah, so I did say I would have a wee think about what I wanted next. I am personally, as I say, leaning towards the sandbuck. Purely for the cargo space. Oh, not much bread left. Nice. But the junk does look like a lot of fun. So, you know what? I think I'm going to leave this to the community again. I think I'm going to make another poll and let everyone decide. And I think I'll leave that up for about a week because I think it'll take me a while to make up enough money to buy either of them anyway. So, I'm thinking off the cuff here. So I'm currently recording this on Tuesday the 11th. And I will have this video uploaded on Wednesday at 6 PM UK time. So I guess I will make the deadline the 19th of February at 6 PM UK time. So the poll will be up by the time you're all listening to this. And I will send you all over to the community part of my channel page to decide on that. My future is in your hands, folks. It was, of course, a poll that decided that I was going to keep this dhow and sail it across the ocean as opposed to the sandbuck. And I'm very glad that I did that, because I was going to take the sandbuck if it was up to me. And I feel like I feel like it was a rite of passage to take the dhow across the ocean. And it just made me so much more confident with this game. Maybe confidence is not the right word, since quite a lot went wrong, but now I know that I can do things, and if they go wrong, there's always a way out, so to speak. There's always something else that can be done. So yeah, thank you to everyone who participated in the last one, and I hope you participate in the next one, which, as I say, will be live tomorrow. How are we looking? So that's the edge of one of the islands there. So I think we're looking at that, like this little tip here. So I'm just readjusting my eyes there because that screen's bright. So we're just east of east-southeast, or in the middle. So east-southeast, and then we're in the middle. And then what else can I look at? Well, I can look at the furthest west part of that island, which looks like it's in between south and south-southeast. So I think I'm looking about here. So in between south and south-southeast. So I think I am about here. Quite possibly. So I mean, that looks like we're heading in the right direction, that I could just tack in this way and head this way. Do we do it? Do we take the risk? Yeah, go on. You've convinced me. Tacking ho. And if worst comes to worst, we can always just anchor off the island and see what happens there. I'm already regretting this. But we should see land before we come smashing into it, right? So we are now headed south. And from this point, that'd be down this way. So that's actually okay. She is turning quite a bit though. So that might be due to the jibs. But I'm standing at the helm anyway, so I'll just hold the helm to the port side, just a touch, and just let her tick on by. I am tempted to just get as close as possible, drop the anchor, and go to sleep and see if maybe I wake up when it's light. Or I could just make a quick edit and just literally stand on the boat and wait for a bit of dawn. And also, dropping the anchor is something I have never done in this game. Like, never. I think you can do it out in the ocean. Well, not in the ocean, but like within the archipelago. But that's very much a think. There is no confidence in that whatsoever. Bit of practice. M constellation. And then it's down. So many times in my last episodes I kept looking at that one there, thinking that was the North Star. Right, so I think I'm going to take in the larger jib, just because she is turning south quite a lot. And it just gives me one less thing for my little brain to think about. And I'm just keeping my eyes peeled around here to see if I can see like a gap in the islands, and hopefully some some illumination, some civilization. Yep, and taking in that jib has now got us comfortably heading south without any issues. Getting through our water bottles in this sail. Pop that here. I'll hold off before I consume any bread because I think there was 4 or 5 pieces left and I'd like to just eat them all, get them all over and done with. Right, can we see anything? I'm looking round just to force the perspective a little bit because the FOV and Sailwind, it do be like that, but we're clearly very close to the islands now. Sounds like there's a lot of luffing, but I think that's just because we're close hauling it. Is the gaff as high up as it'll go? No, I think it was actually down a touch. So is it the jib that's luffing a bit? But then I don't want to bring that in anymore. Maybe just a touch there. It could be because everything's clipping with the cargo. Right, surely we're going to see some light soon. As I say, I'm going to have to cut this as close to the island as I can get. And then head about east-southeast. But we are still moving because she's responding positively to the direction I put the helm in. So I think it's just weak wind. I feel like I can just about make out the end of the northern island there. So I think we're doing all right. I am going to turn us leeward just a touch. Now, is that the moon or is that light from the town? It's very hard to tell. But there's something there. I'm going to just pretend it's the town, just so I feel better. So we can think about making our turn very soon. I usually set a timer when I'm recording, but I haven't actually set one this time because I feel like I rush things too much if I do that. The episode will just be as long as it needs to be. And we're bobbing and bouncing. Right, I'm ready to make the tack, I think. So we're just going to haul us that way just a touch. And tack ho. Oh, that does look like we're very close to the land now, but I think we're okay. Okay, our gaff has caught the wind. We are tacking. Please don't hit anything. I don't think I could have left that any longer. Oh my word. Oh, we've just gotten away with that. Like, there it is there. Our lanterns are glowing the rock there. Wow, okay, that was risky. Or very lucky. Depends what way you want to look at it. Whether it's risky or lucky, I don't know, but it was certainly stupid. But hey, sometimes stupid rewards. Blissfully ignorant we were. And it is 2 in the morning. So I would have been waiting another 3 in-game hours for any sort of daylight. I think it's going to be a hard close haul. So it might be worth getting as close as we can to this rock. Another quick tack and then straight through and see if we get away with it. It'd be cool if, like, following seas, if you could throw a kedging anchor and then haul yourself towards it. I very much recommend going and checking out my Following Seas video. I just played the demo for about an hour, but I've now purchased the game and I have intentions to make a let's play of that game in the future. Right, quick tack. But for now we are very much the Sailwind guy. And in actual fact, we're not actually going to need to... No, we're going to get away with this. I thought I was going to have to do a complete tack there, but I think we're alright. I've still got quite a lot I'd like to get out of Sailwind. I'd at the very least like to complete the Dow chapter and pick up the Sandbuck and maybe do a couple of sails with that. But I am thinking about games in the future. I would still like them to be sailing related. And maybe in the long distant future I'll think about games that aren't necessarily completely to do with sailing. Maybe loosely connected. But I've been looking at Following Seas. There's a game called Salt 2, which is quite nice. I played the first one, and the wind is not too important in that game, but I like the navigation. I actually played that with the birthday boy who I mentioned earlier. Oh, I can see a beach perhaps? What the hell am I looking at? Is that the town? Oh, we're here. Right, alright. Well, I wasn't expecting that to be so soon. Oh, no. Right. Oh my word. We're panicking here. Back we go. Okay, we're here. I don't know. Okay, the merchant must be about there somewhere. This is not going to be a pretty docking, but I don't want to overshoot. Oh, a little bit of a scrape. We'll just say the dock helped us out a little bit there. Is there a cleat? There we go. Get our stern line squeezed between the fishing rods there. Fishing hooks. And we have made it to Newport. Right, where is the trader of Newport? Are they closed? It's usually next to the cargo loader and unloader, right? I have no idea where this guy is. Am I being stupid? Is he all the way down here? Right, there's the flag. There's his. There he is. You were hiding, weren't you, sir? Right, so I'll go and chuck everything over by the trader and I'll be right back with you. Alright folks, so we're ready to start our trading. So here we are in terms of our finances. Our reputation in this archipelago is around here, so we'll certainly get the upgrade, I reckon. But I just thought I'd show you all that before we return. But this is going to be the exciting one. But anyway, we've got mail and our goods. And then we've got 3 goods out here to trade. But then, this is the exciting one. Drum roll. I'm not going to do it because my microphone is sat on the table, but just imagine a drum roll. Doo-goo-doo-goo-doo. This completes the eastward mission. So, yeah, quite a momentous occasion. And then we go. Mission complete. We have delivered our mail to Newport. So I will trade the goods. And that's taken us closer to... So we've got 17,341 emerald dragons. So, yeah, I'm going to estimate that's maybe like somewhere around maybe 50 gold lions. So we're getting there. But now that we are free of all missions, we can actually do some proper trading around this archipelago. We can look at what actually earns you money. But that is going to be for a later episode. So as always, I have been Shipwreck Sean. Thank you very kindly for joining me. And I'll see you all soon. Cheerio.